The productivity culture is thriving. The more we do, the more we get, right? Welcome to this series where I go through some of the biggest mistakes I made as a dog trainer, and this episode is about the time we train, because when I first got into dog training, I thought that the more I trained, the better I'd become. Now I know that the quality of engagement matters much more than the quantity of time, meaning that you can train for hours without getting better, and you can train for 10 minutes and improve every single day. It's not really about the amount of time that matters, it's about what you do with the time. I find short and active sessions much more effective than long and boring ones. The thing is that a dog can't really stay focused for a very long time, and neither can we, and what I want when I train my dog is motivation and focus. In fact, clients often come to me thinking that the results doesn't show because they are not training enough, while many problems are actually happening because they train too much. And what is too much? I don't really have a clear answer, since it depends on the dog and the handler and what they train. But I personally never train for more than 15 minutes per session, and most of the time it's just 5 to 10 minutes. And I'd rather take several sessions per day than make it any longer than this. And this goes for all types of dogs, low drive as well as high drives. And it's a misconception that the high drive dog should be trained for hours and hours every single day, because they don't really need it. They do need a lot of activity, but it's not creating a perfectly balanced dog just because you are training it for hours. They are able to be trained for hours, but that's something different. They don't necessarily need it. And the problem with the high drive dogs is that they don't always show when they're mentally done. So you pretty much have to know that for them. But I already made a whole video about this topic, so go watch it if you want to. I will put the link in the description. Anyway, but what I want from a dog when we're training is that they are focused, that they are motivated, that they are in a healthy state of mind, and that the dog is able to take in learning. And what happens when we train too much is that the dog will be demotivated, less focused, get into the wrong state of mind, and eventually not be able to learn. And one thing I want to clarify is that I'm not saying dogs should only have 5 to 15 minutes of activity every day. What I'm talking about in this video is the kind of training where the dog has to stay mentally switched on the entire time. The kind of work where they constantly have to focus, make decisions, problem solve, and stay engaged with you. So the type of training that is mentally demanding in a completely different way than a regular walk, a run, or a swim, or whatever we do to get their energy out. And in my opinion, the best sessions are the short, clear, and focused ones that is leaving the dog wanting more. I would much rather end a session with a dog that is still hungry for more than a dog that is drained. So if your dog is unmotivated or somehow hard to train with, you maybe made the same mistake as I did when I first got started. Maybe you simply just train too much.